Having technical difficulties this morning, so this is the third time I'm putting up this video. So maybe it's a sign I shouldn't preach this again for the third time, or maybe it's a sign that I should. My apologies to those of you who have heard this before, but maybe it bears repeating. I talked last night with a couple of gentlemen at the hospital when I was on call at a chaplain. And one was pissed off because he was dying and he was in hospice. And he said, I want more life. And he talked about his regrets from his life, about not living well. And then he talked about his view of what happens after death, and he said it's just annihilation. So he had the regret of not living well and the no hope of life after. And it began to get me thinking about living well. And I was remembering the title of a book called The Top 5 Regrets of the Dying. You see, the top 5 regrets aren't about spectacular things like more bungee jumping or more sex or more travel, but simpler things. The first regret of the dying is, I wish I had courage to live a life true to myself and not what others expected of me. And the second one is, I wish I hadn't worked so hard. And this man I talked to talked about hating his job for 30 years. The third is, I wish I had the courage to express my feelings, to truly communicate, to be authentic and real and transparent. The fourth is, I wish I had stayed in touch with my friends. Good reminder for us all right there, especially for me. And the fifth was, I wish I had let myself be happier. And there we go again, we get the choice. We get to choose how happy or how miserable we will be, no matter what. See, I have a friend, and he has this quote. He says, this ain't no dress rehearsal. We only get one shot at this life. So we got to figure out how to live it well and how to do it well, huh? And I was talking to another man, 90-year-old man, and he asked the question to me, why am I still here? I'm ready to go. Why am I still alive? And we talked about that question, had conversation about that. And what we came to, and what he came to, is we're here to love and to be loved. So he was going to get busy doing that. He'd done that throughout his life, and he was going to get busy doing that more. To love and to be loved. And doesn't that get back to what Jesus was talking about? Love God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength. Love your neighbor as yourself. Doesn't that get to what Galatians is talking about? The only thing that matters is faith expressing in love. How do we live well? But by doing that. Why are we here? But by doing that. And I heard another way to live well is to wake up grateful. Now, a lot of you, I know, are facing challenges and difficulties and hardships and ill health and disease and struggle. But there's still always something to be grateful for, and we set our minds on that. So just some thoughts today. And I don't know if this third sermon came out as good as the first two. More caught up in the spirit in the first two, maybe, than this one. But this ain't no dress rehearsal, so just a reminder. As you ponder the top 5 regrets of the dying, and maybe your own regrets, and maybe while we still got time to live now without regrets, and no, this ain't no dress rehearsal. And maybe to end with the words of Andy Duchesne in The Shawshank Redemption, as he's talking to Red in the prison courtyard. He says, I guess it comes down to a simple choice, really. Get busy living, or get busy dying. So may you and I, and all of us, until next time, live all the days of our life and get busy with it.